Hi, Olivia. Thank you for the lovely questions. Okay, let me see if I can remember them all and answer them. The first question I think you asked was, is it always cold? It's not always cold, but it's rarely warm. So right now it's 8 degrees Celsius. I would say that's about 40, 50 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty chilly for me, but for Norwegians, it's like, it's a nice day. But we do have warm days in the summer, and that's usually around the warmest 27 to 30 degrees Celsius, which again is, I have no idea, but it's pretty warm. Not Florida warm, not Arizona warm, but warm. And that's usually be like 2, 3 weeks a month max. After that, it's usually pretty cool, chilly in Norway. Let's see, what was the next question? I think it was, what do you eat or special foods that they have? Well, one of the biggest things I've noticed in Norway is that everyone eats oatmeal. Oatmeal's like huge. They call it havre here, or when it's cooked, it's called havregrøt, and everybody loves it and has it like almost every morning. Or they have like ways that they use the oatmeal to make other meals like oatmeal pancakes and oatmeal buns, you name it. Yeah, so oatmeal's a big thing. Of course, meat and potatoes. We have lots of sheep here, so we have lots of sheep meat, but we also have cow meat and chicken and all the other stuff that you would find in the States, just not as much variety. And there are some vegetables. Most of it's imported because Norway is so cold. It's not so easy to grow different foods. But uh, before, Norway became the richest country in the world, before oil, the big mainstay foods were like roots, carrots, something they call kohlrabi. Uh, let's see, potatoes. That's always big. I think I mentioned that already. Cabbage, uh, kale. Yeah, so those are like the main things. And oh, and how could I forget? This is like what built Norway before oil. Fish. Fish. Norwegians love fish and they eat lots of it. They eat lots of salmon. They eat lots of cod and lots of mackerel and lots of anchovies, you name it. Any kind of fish, they eat it. And they like to drink the fish oil, which they call tran, because it has lots of vitamin D and good healthy omega fatty acids. Because, they're in a place that during the wintertime is not very sunny. So that vitamin D, extra vitamin D helps them to like meet nutritional needs. What else? Okay, special foods. I mean, besides what I've mentioned, there are special foods for the holidays, like in during Christmas, for example. Like we have Christmas ham, Christmas turkey. They have what's called ribba, which is it's kind of like pork ribs. Yeah, that's the closest I can think of, but like more meaty than ribs. And it's like baked. It's not like smothered in barbecue sauce. So they have that, and then they have something called uh, pinnekjøtt, which is just salted lamb that's been boiled. It doesn't, not salted lamb, but salted sheep meat or lamb that's been like, yeah, dried in salt for a long time. And then come winter, they boil it up and you eat it with potatoes and cabbage and carrots. It doesn't sound fantastic, but it's pretty good. In the fall, because that's when the lambs are like sent off to make food. They have a dish that's called fårikål. Okay, får is a baby lamb and kål is cabbage. So it's lamb and cabbage meat mixed together and boiled for a long time. The lamb was like dried with salt. So when you boil it up, it makes this nice stew that's actually really delicious. I love it. And with pepper and salt, oh, good. Um, there's lapskos, which is like a poor man's meal of carrots and potatoes and sausage and maybe celery or kohlrabi, and it's just cooked together into like a, yeah, like a porridge or a stew, and it's really good with salt and pepper. Foods are very simple here, but they make it tasty, and yeah. So that's the foods and we eat and the special foods they have. I wanted to show you some treats, and I will when I get a chance, like when I go to a bakery. But lusekat, yes, we've had those before. I've actually made them before. There we have them during a holiday that's called, oh, what's it called? Santa Lucia. And it's like to, celebrate some saint who was very popular in Norway and in Scandinavia in general. She was a, rich young lady who gave up everything to go help the poor, a lot like, Mother Teresa, if you've heard about her. And so, yeah, it's just this like, festival or just day to celebrate what she did for people in need. And we make these lisacatas, and we have like this parade where the kids dress in like white robes with candles around their head and walk around and sing the song Santa Lucia, Santa Lucia. I'll try to find it for you. And yes, okay. Am I forgetting anything? Peanut butter and jelly? Rarely. Peanut butter is not a big thing. When I first came here, I could hardly find it, but now it's a little bit more common, but still, it's rare to have a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I miss them. And does everyone speak? Now, the language thing is very interesting because, yes, everyone can understand the two languages, but everyone has their version of the two languages. So they have what are called dialects. You could like drive 10 miles or kilometers and find a different dialect, different ways of pronouncing the same language, or having slightly different words for something. Uh, for example, if I said, Jeg ikke her, I'm not here, that's bookmall, and then more Nino should be like, Jeg ikke her, Jeg ikke her. See, it sounds different, but it means the same thing. So, everyone, yes, they learn Ninoshk and they learn bookmall in school. So, some prefer one to the other. Like, for example, in Oslo, the capital city, most people speak bokmål. But where we live, Stavanger, most people speak Nynorsk, including my husband. So that's been fun learning. Ska vi se. What else? I feel like I was forgetting a question, but I may have covered it all. You let me know.